Thank you and welcome to the show this morning. The topic this morning is teaching the disadvantaged student, and we're fortunate to have with us this morning to talk about teaching the disadvantaged student the Reverend Dr. James A. Baxter, the pastor of Lane Tabernacle CME Church in Jackson, Tennessee. And Dr. Baxter, let me welcome you to the show this morning.
Thank you, Dr. Haney. It's a pleasure to be with you.
You know, Dr. Baxter, not long ago we had in that same seat talking about the disadvantaged student and teaching disadvantaged students, right. Mr. Hugh Price of the National Urban League. And of course he talked about the special methods that were required in terms of teaching what he considered to be disadvantaged students. And what I'd like for you to do today is to talk about teaching the disadvantaged student. But before we get into that, let's talk about the Reverend Dr. James A. Baxter, and to have you to give us some information about your background, your education, and some of the things that were important in your career in leading you to the pastorship of Lane Tabernacle CME Church in Jackson, Tennessee.
Well, first of all, Dr. Haney, I must say that I am a native Nashvilleian. I am a product of the Nashville-Davidson County school system. I'm a product of the separate but equal schools of Nashville, Davidson County, Tennessee. Also, I'm a graduate of Lane College, and I am a graduate of Tennessee State University of Nashville, Tennessee. I was born in a family of 7. I'm the baby within the family. Dad died, of course, when I was 4 years of age. I was inspired and called into the gospel, the struggle for Christ Jesus, back in the year of 1986. I'm now with the Christian Methodist Episcopal Church, where I pastor in Jackson, Tennessee at the Lane Tabernacle CME Church, and the Lord is certainly doing great things in that community, and we thank Him for that.
Very good. You know, Reverend Baxter, one of the things that we'd like to talk about today is the teaching of the disadvantaged child. And I think before we get into that, let's have you to talk about the disadvantaged child so that we can be sure that our audience has a very good idea in terms of the students that we are talking about, because I think when you talk about disadvantaged children, they span the entire spectrum in terms of race and whatnot, especially race. Let's talk about that.
Well, first of all, Dr. Haney, I think we need to develop a workable definition of a disadvantaged student. A disadvantaged student is a student who comes from a family with unfavorable circumstances. The same student, we could also apply the word underprivileged, a student who comes from deprived economic and social circumstances. In other words, he comes with those disadvantages, disadvantaged from the economic point of view, disadvantaged from the social point of view. So I think those two definitions would certainly suffice when we think in terms of the disadvantaged student. Now, let me go to one of the most noted theorists by the name of Piaget. Now, according to Piaget, Piaget says that the development of the ways of thinking is closely associated with the assimilation and how a student can adjust to his environment. Now, that is to say that a student should take what he already knows and then be able to learn something new. But not only that, I believe, Dr. Haney, as an educator, that all students can learn.